Hello and welcome to Hot Lips. Today we're going to be talking about bloom into finance. We're so excited. It's springtime and all the flowers are blooming around us, the blue bonnets and everything. And so we just figured that blooming would be a great topic today. It's like you're growing, you're blooming, you're growing. You're stepping out of your comfort zone with your finance. A lot of times we just start to settle and think that things are the way that we want them to be because we're comfortable in that situation. We have to step out, okay? We have to step out in our finances. We need to plant some seeds. And people say, well, what do you mean by planting some seeds? You see, when my grandfather was alive, they planted cotton, they took it to the mill, to the gin, and they would process the cotton. So they had plant seeds for that to happen, so they could make their money, get some money. So now what I'm saying to you, you need to plant some seeds, meaning that you need to make sure your credit is good. You need to make sure that you are able to adjust the budget where you can live off your budget. You need to make sure that there's a savings plan in your life. Those are little seeds that you're planting as you go along. And then sometimes people always use all kind of excuses. They'll say, you know what? I just have this bad credit and nobody's helping me and I don't know what to do. That's because you think credit is your enemy. It is not. It is a problem that we have. We misuse it. We misuse our credit. As soon as some people get a credit card, oh, I know this lady, she got a credit card for $35,000 and she's charged $35,000 on a credit card. I know that you have to be aware of what this interest rate is of today. And there should be no reason why somebody in their right mind would get a credit card just to use for that purpose. No, a credit card really is for emergency use. Anytime you go and get a line of credit, you're not getting that to say, oh, I'm just going to go and spend up all my money in the line of credit. No, you might need that for an emergency to support your business, to do some things you might need to do within your business, but you still have to be careful on how you use the credit, because that's what's going to really help you when you go out and want to build and do some things. That's going to help you, okay? And don't be afraid to talk about money. It's so many times our poor little kids are looking baffled because they can't understand anything about money. You need to teach your children, you need to teach your church, you need to teach your social groups, you need to teach your family, you need to teach the people that surround you. To make your village strong, you have to talk about money. Do not be afraid to do that. I mean, I don't understand why people say, well, you love talking about money. No, I love trying to plan what I need to do to get my finances blooming, get it going. I need to figure that out, what I need to do to get that done. A lot of times when we start to become successful, and people can make up the strangest stories about success. Girl, I own this, and girl, I own that, and girl, I did this. And when it all comes down to it, they don't own a thing. So it's okay once you have ownership to flex your muscles. It's okay to do that. It's okay to let people know I have ownership, because with ownership comes responsibility. With responsibility, it comes planning and making sure that you have the money to maintain. Because even though you might have ownership, don't think that ownership means that, okay, I paid for the building, great, wonderful. Pay for my equipment, wonderful, But when it's all said and done, ownership means responsibility, because you still have to be responsible for the insurance, the upkeep, what that building is going to be doing in the future, that business is going to be doing in the future. But I'm going to say this, I believe in ownership. A lot of people don't. I've had friends who've had businesses, they lease spots, and guess what happened? I had a friend who had a beautiful business, doing great. 5 years into the business, they were booming. Things were going. Everything was blooming. I mean, they were just sprouting up, doing all kind of stuff within this business. And then all of a sudden, the people who own, now hear me clear now, ownership. The people who own the strip center, guess what they said? Oh, wow. If you can do that, we can do it too. Boop, we closing y'all section down. Y'all can't renew y'all lease. So within that 90 days, they couldn't possibly pick up and go to another place. They couldn't do it. So they had to shut their complete wonderful, their lifestyle changed dramatically. They had to shut it down. Like I said, it's okay to have ownership and flex your muscles. It's okay to let people know that you have ownership. Because in the long run, if you have ownership, if you have 25 rental properties, in the long run, when you get older, you might not want to have all 25 of those properties in your portfolio, but guess what? That's still valuable income that you can sell. And in your old age, you can live a wonderful life, a wonderful life. So like I said, a lot of people think that finance is a struggle. It's not a struggle. It's not. It's a strategy. And a lot of us we do not take the time to sit down and itemize how we want that to look, how we want our strategy to look. Because I'm telling you, it's simple as being consistent. It's simple as making sure that you have different avenues of income. It's simple as being disciplined on how you spend your money. We have to talk. We have to express. We cannot be ashamed to educate each other, even with the smallest of experiences about money. So this season, we are trying desperately hard to bloom into finance. Let it loose. Let it open. Let it grow. We're blooming into finance. Have a wonderful day.